Okay, people, so this is like my 4th video for the day. It's still February 15, 2018. I want to show you. Look, I'm not afraid, people. I'm not afraid. I'm serious. I'm going down swinging, okay? These corporations that do this stuff to people, innocent families, innocent children, innocent old people, like, the heck with this shit, man. I'm done with it, okay? So if you look at the date here, look at the date. What does the date say? You can see it, people. It says January 25th, 2019. Are you listening, Andrew? Okay, do you see? What does that say there? Right? It says Bernard John Duncan and Judy Chorney. Right? And what is this, people? This is ShaMay's. Right? ShaMay, do you see? There's ShaMay's name. Right there. Do you see this, people? What does it mean? Nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Because it was robbed of ShaMay. Right? When they took Uncle John, medically kidnapped him for his inheritance by some superannuation life insurance policy through his wife, right? A woman that hadn't worked for 25 years and sat up on disability, but continued to pay into her life insurance policy. That's why they took John, because she left him money. She left him money, people. And they didn't want him to share it with the kids. They wanted it for himself. That's why when ShaMay was talking to Cheryl on the phone, asking about Uncle John, all Cheryl could do was go on about, oh, well, we're just letting John make his own decisions. He's just missing Auntie Joan. He's really, really sick. He's just sleeping lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, but we're putting the past, he's putting the past behind him. You're the past. You know, I'm sure he still loves you, but you're the past, and no, he doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to talk to ShaMay, people. This was started in 1995 when ShaMay was born, because Uncle John wanted to make sure that it was there. So we started it together, among many other ones. And as you can see, it's still active, but we cannot access it. We cannot access it, people, because it's been robbed. Just like ShaMay's life has been robbed. So I don't know who's bought off YouTube here. I just brought up this page again. It's still sitting on one. They don't like this one. Why? Because it's fucking the truth? People, that's exactly what I was referring to this morning. Right? Fraser Health Authority doesn't seem to think that it's responsible for this, neither does CIBC Bank. Because it was more important taking an old man that was blind and could barely walk, drugging him up, so that they could steal his life insurance policy that he inherited from his wife, and then go looking for his superannuation life insurance policy for himself to steal that. But of course, there was none, because he knew what was coming if he had it. So we're just going to touch base on this, because what I'm going to do, if you can see, this one's still jumping up. It's at 166 now, because YouTube put it somewhere else. This one's just moving at 14. This one's at 29 now. But if I go into my main page, I'm going to do this again. Go into my channel. There it is. 1 view, 75 views, 9 views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this over all over again. I'm going to put this first. And then I'm going to add this in there, people. And it's going to go up again. Let's see what happens. Because in this video, I talk about ShaMay's trust fund that nobody can access because it requires Uncle John's signature. Because when they took him, they wouldn't let him talk to the kids. They wouldn't let him see the kids. They didn't care. They didn't fucking care, people. They went for the big bucks. That's what they cared about, was that inheritance that he got that they never told him about, people. They never told him about it until 13 months after. And that was after he was in the hospital. And it was in February when they told him. So it would have been 14 months. And they told him, people, under the influence of narcotics. You have to remember, Uncle John hadn't done any kind of drugs for 20 years. For 20 years, people, until he showed up at Surrey Memorial Hospital and they started doping him up with freaking OxyContin. As they were lying to him, telling him it was a calcium pill. And we have still living, key words, living witnesses to that. Okay, people. So now it's February 15th, 2019. I'm sitting in my sewing room, right? Doing this stuff. And I just want to point out, there's Uncle John's signature. Right? Here is his will, people. His one and only original will. It's right here. Fraser Health Authority and their staff completely ignored it. They completely ignored everything about Uncle John. Okay? Because the senior nurse went in there and wielded her political arm and decided to get greedy for money and keep it in the family by any means necessary. Right? So anyway, there's that pile. This is an amendment because after I went through what I went through with these people at Drew the Dragon, I just went into amending this one, right? And I filed it. But I didn't submit all the documents. I only submitted one set. One. I'll show you. Right here. See? So they got a list of one. I did mine on a chart. I don't know what that all says. That everything to do with Uncle John. Because you have to remember, they accused me of stealing his wallet, people. His ID. His ID is still sitting in the box where it's been forever. Waiting for Uncle John. It was the paramedic who gave back the ID. ShaMay passed the ID to the paramedic because they asked for his ID. Standing in Uncle John's room. And the paramedic said, no, keep the ID because you don't want it to get lost in the hospital. Yeah, right. I don't know what that shadow is. Here we go. It just goes on and on and on. Right? Uncle John didn't have a life. This is that stuff I was telling you about in the last video. where they illegally kicked out my card. Right? It just goes on and on. If you notice the date, though, 2002. Eleanor doesn't have that. Because John wasn't living with Eleanor. John didn't want to live with Eleanor. Because if John wanted to live with Eleanor, he would have been living with Eleanor. John had his own life. But the problem with Uncle John is he worked for the government and had supposedly a superannuation life insurance policy, but he didn't, people, because he canceled it. Because he didn't want his family coming in there and doing what they fucking did. So they got a big surprise in the end. Government got to save money on that one. Uncle John saved the government a lot of fucking money. He forfeited his superannuation life insurance policy to prevent this shit from happening. And it still happened because they went looking for it. The first week he was gone, Cheryl was bugging ShaMay to know where his superannuation life insurance policy was. But if you notice, ShaMay's not around to testify against that, right? She just happens to not be here to go to court to talk about that. As they were accusing me of making him sick. Look how we found him. That's how we found him in Vancouver. When they rushed him to the emergency there at the Victoria General so that they could admit him in through the back fucking door. Use taxpayers' dollars to do it. That's what they did, people. I don't even know what this says. I'm just going through it so you can just kind of get a gist of what's going on here. Right? Look at that. We're in 1987. These are documents I have. London life insurance policy. Uncle John is still registered to it as the trustee. Can you imagine that? I haven't even changed that over yet, people. He's the trustee to manage it for the kids if something happened to me. Right? Just like he had a will. Where's his will? Just like he had a will, I have my London life, which is my will. And Uncle John is still trustee of that. So when I die, what? They're going to go looking for Uncle John? Then what? Go back to court? Stand there and face fucking Fraser Health Authority again? Right? CIBC Bank? I'm not even reading. I'm just going down. I'm giving you a chance to read. What's the date? 2001. What is it? John Duncan. Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that amazing? The one that we have was ShaMay. ShaMay's dead. Uncle John is dead. But the policy is alive, people. It's alive till 2032. Can't do shit about it. ShaMay wanted that money to go to school. And she couldn't get it. Where is it? Where's ShaMay's? What is this? ShaMay's is in here somewhere. That's Tisha's. That's been canceled. This is when took out money, got cut off welfare, 5 kids, 2003. They wouldn't let me sign back on because I had trust funds. They told me to go use my trust funds. So I did. See? Joint. Cut me off welfare in January of 2003. That's how we survived, people. It took 2 signatures to get that out, just like it takes Uncle John's signature and my signature to get it out for ShaMay. And we couldn't, because Uncle John was where? Sitting in some hospital being drugged up. Where's ShaMay's? Where is ShaMay's? I'm reading fast now. Right here. Do you see it? That's when we started it, people, in 95, when she was born. and it's on complete lockdown, going into the Federal Reserve of the Canadian Bank, because CIBC Bank and Fraser Health Authority have basically, I don't know what they've done, people. I just don't know what they've done. I just know that ShaMay's not here to access it. And even if she was, she couldn't, because Uncle John it still requires Uncle John's signature. So, technically that belongs to Amari. But Amari can't even get it. So, you see the date here? It says February 21st, 2018. Okay? Court of Appeal. Registry. Court of Appeal. Memorandum of Argument of the Respondent, Fraser Health Authority. Overview. The appellant, which is Fraser Health Authority. Applicant seeks no fee status. No, sorry, that's me. The appellant is me, the plaintiff. Right? I always mix them up. The respondent, which is Fraser Health Authority, the defendant, opposes the appellant's application for no fee status on the basis that the appeal lacks merit. All this here, people, lacks merit. This is what Fraser Health Authority is saying. Uncle John's life lacks merit. That's what I'm going to label this freaking fucking video today. It lacks merit. Okay. The intended appeal arises from the order of Mr. Justice Bowden, made on December 7th. That's the one that falsified his transcripts, people, in 2017. Okay? Striking the appellant's pleading and dismissing the appellant's claim against the respondent, because they turned it into a little mini trial, but that judge had already determined before I even walked in through the fucking door that it was going to be dismissed. The appellant has not yet brought her appeal, is out of time to do so, and will need to bring a separate application to seek an extension of time. Okay? So anyway, I'm just going through this stuff now. I just wanted to point out that there's Uncle John's original will. It's in the envelope with original documents. Alright, because I'm just saying. Hold on a minute. This stuff isn't easy to do. Let's put this on for a minute. Here's ShaMay's. Well, did the Fraser Health Authority call it irrelevant? John's life was irrelevant? ShaMay's life was irrelevant? Is that what they're going to say for ShaMay? That her life was irrelevant when we get there, people? Because we're getting there. What did they say? What did Andrew say? What was it that Andrew said again? Where did it go? Lacks merit. The respondent opposes the appellant's application for no fee status on the basis that the appeal lacks merit. So all that there, people, right? A lifetime lacks merit. Is that what Andrew is saying? All of that. ShaMay's life, when we get there, is going to lack merit. Okay, same date. You can see it. So they stopped doing whatever it was that they did. Right? This is a new one that I was commenting on what they were doing here. And it's been up for the last, oh, I don't know. Let's go to my main page. See, still sitting at 1. Nothing's moved now. Now they've made it so that nobody gets anything. We want my channel. Where's my channel? YouTube works for corporations, obviously. Cops can't get into, can you see here, people? Cops can't get into, I shouldn't say they can't, they can. They can't, they don't want to go into ShaMay's Facebook page and get into her messages. But they can do shit like this. Do you see that? They can do shit like this, but they won't. They won't. They refuse to go into ShaMay's Facebook page, to go into her messages, so that the person who injured her can be charged and go to jail. Right? Instead, people play games. You can clearly see what's happening here. That was done on purpose. It will stay like this for a long time now. All right. Just wanted to show you how YouTube is, I don't know.
Okay,
One view.
So now it's February
4 hours
15th,
ago.
2019.
5 hours ago. Right, because they don't like truth, people. They don't like truth any more than the Supreme Court of Canada likes truth. They don't like truth any more than these corrupt fucking lawyers that represent these corrupt fucking corporations that rob and steal people's money and organs and whatever else the fuck they take from people. Because they're taking it, people. And when you call them out on it, just like they buy off the workers to turn the blind eye when the organs are being taken out illegally, or when the old men are being put in hammocks, drugged up and taken out through the back door and put on the bottom of a ferry to be brought in through the freaking, what is it called, back door of the emergency room across the fucking ocean with a bunch of full of fucking lies. This is what they do. The same shit, just a different pile. That's all it is.